I'm excited to talk to you about information literacy, what it means, and why it matters. I'd like you to meet the logo in the left corner. What does it look like to you? To me, it looks like a person and a book merged together. This logo is the information literacy logo commissioned by UNESCO and IFLA. UNESCO is the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, and IFLA is the International Federation of Library Associations and Institutions, the leading international body representing the interests of library and information services and their users. The fact that these organizations came together to commission the logo speaks to the importance of information literacy. We are living in an information-rich society. Many of us feel information overload, and with the internet, we have gained instantaneous access to global information. We are faced with myriad sources of information of myriad quality. Students need to be able to evaluate this information. Information literacy is also critical to the functioning of a democracy, as it creates an informed citizenry and an informed electorate. We also live in a rapidly changing society, so it is no longer enough to teach the accumulated bodies of knowledge of various disciplines. We must teach students how to solve problems, integrate information, and think creatively. These learning skills will enable them to meet the challenges they encounter. By this point, you may be wondering, what is information literacy? Here is IFLA's definition. Media and information literacy consists of the knowledge, the attitudes, and the sum of the skills needed to know when and what information is needed, where and how to obtain that information, how to evaluate it critically and organize it once it is found, and how to use it in an ethical way. The concept extends beyond communication and information technologies to encompass learning, critical thinking, and interpretive skills across and beyond professional and educational boundaries. Here are the standards of information literacy generated by AASL, or the American Association of School Librarians, and AECT, or the Association for Educational Communications and Technology. The student who is information literate accesses information efficiently and effectively. This student evaluates information critically and competently. And finally, the student uses information accurately and creatively. Many believe information literacy to be a human right. IFLA states that media and information literacy is a basic human right in an increasingly digital, interdependent, and global world, and promotes greater social inclusion. As far back as 1948, the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights states, "Everyone has the right to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers." Carol Kuhlthau, an expert in the field of school librarianship and pioneer of the information search process approach to information literacy, conducted a case study of a student she followed from high school through college and into his career gathering stock market reports. Professor Kuhlthau wrote, "He can never have too much information because he seeks a thread or theme as a focus to provide a story or narrative in the information he gathers. In this way, he had developed a strategy for addressing information overload. Process gave him a way to work through masses of information. The concept of focus gave him a frame for seeking meaning and making sense. He understood his main task was to construct meaning from the information he gathered, and he was confident he could do this. In other words, he was information literate." Kuhlthau's model of the information search process traces the feelings, thoughts, and actions associated with 7 stages of the information search process. The first stage, initiation, is characterized by uncertainty, thoughts are vague, and actions include seeking relevant information and exploring. The selection phase is characterized by optimism. Exploration phase is characterized by confusion, frustration, and doubt. And thoughts increasingly are becoming more focused until we hit the formulation stage, where clarity is found. The next stage is collection, where students find a sense of direction and confidence. They show increased interest, and their actions include seeking pertinent information and documenting what they're finding. The presentation stage is characterized by satisfaction or disappointment, And finally, the assessment phase is characterized by a sense of accomplishment and increased self-awareness. Kuhlthau, Maniotes, and Caspari state, information literacy forms the basis of how people learn in the information environment of the 21st century. 3 concepts related to the information literacy include locate, evaluate, and use. For locating information, the school library provides a range of resources for learning and serves as an inquiry lab. It's a place where students can learn how to use an organized collection, can learn how to follow up on citations from source to source, and can learn how to conduct different types of searches depending on their stage in the information search process. Evaluating is important for understanding all the formats information comes in, from periodicals to people. Information can be evaluated based on expertise, accuracy, currency, perspective, and quality. I'm going to delve into a little more detail on using information. This concept enables users to determine importance, relevance, and pertinence of information. It's where students learn how to form a focus for their research, and it's where they decide what is enough, a concept that is key in this information-rich society. Using information includes managing inquiry, taking notes and recording references, interpreting facts and organizing ideas, and finally, sharing with a community of learners. Guided inquiry in some ways is just what it sounds like, guiding and supporting students as they engage in a process of questioning and exploration. It can be used across the curriculum. The same techniques of asking questions, solving problems, engaging in logical thought processes, and making connections to other content areas can be used in mathematics as in social sciences. We will see how guided inquiry also integrates information literacy into the content of the curriculum. Guided inquiry is grounded in many years of research. Professor Kuhlthau has been researching the process of students learning through research assignments since the early 1980s. It is also based in the constructivist approach to learning, which in turn is based on the work of theorists including Dewey, Brunner, and Vygotsky. This approach respects students as whole people bringing knowledge into the classroom. It also addresses the interplay of thinking, feeling, and action. Guided inquiry addresses 5 kinds of learning: curriculum content, fact-finding, interpreting, and synthesizing; information literacy, concepts for locating, evaluating, and using; learning how to learn, initiating, selecting, exploring, focusing, collecting, and presenting; literacy competence, reading, writing, speaking, and listening; and social skills, interacting, cooperating, and collaborating. Questions used in guided inquiry include: what do I know? What do I want to know? How do I find out? What did I learn? How do I use what I learned? And what will I do next time? There are 6 principles of guided inquiry. 1. Children learn by being actively engaged in and reflecting on an experience. 2. Children learn by building on what they already know. 3. Children develop higher-order thinking through guidance at critical points in the learning process. 4. Children have different ways and modes of learning. 5. Children learn through social interaction with others. And 6. Children learn through instruction and experience in accordance with their cognitive development. In conclusion, information literacy education is crucial to preparing students to thrive in an information-rich society. Information literacy is a human right. Guided inquiry is a wonderful approach to teaching information literacy, along with how to think critically and creatively and how to learn in the context of teaching the curriculum content. I'm deeply indebted to all of my sources. Obviously, I'm particularly grateful for the work of Carol Kuhlthau. I also appreciate you for taking the time to listen to this presentation. Thanks.